Hi, I'm Emily-Clare Hill. Welcome to Udaya. Today's class I've called Be More Chill. So I don't want you to go in with any false pretense because it's not a super chill class. So if that's what you were looking for, check out and go to something else. I have a yin class on here as well, so go to that. Um, this is a way of finding our chill through the practice and seeing if we can use the practice in terms of riding the waves and kind of seeing if we can maintain our own sense of peace and ease as we get the challenges of life thrown at us. And within the practice, maybe the challenges and the wobbles that come up, seeing if we can still be just really calm and really chill as we move through the flow. So we'll start laid down. So come down onto your back. And kind of take on your Shavasana pose. And close down your eyes there. And then just take a moment and allow yourself to drift somewhere that makes you feel good. So don't feel like you need to label it. Maybe you're just kind of taking yourself to a forest or to the beach. Or maybe there's somewhere else that makes you feel really calm. When you don't have all these frustrations or any distractions, nothing kind of creeping in. And just start to feel what it feels like when you're in that space. How does your heart feel? How does your breath feel? The fluctuations of the mind, are they probably a little slower? Or maybe you're just not so attached to some of those thoughts coming and going. And just allow yourself to really land in this space. And I really invite you not to fake it, but to really start to feel it. So having that control within yourself to actually feel it. And probably the breath is going to be quite big and soft and really effortless. And I want you to just encourage what is already happening with that. Maybe noticing the rise and the fall of the belly, of the ribs. And feel everything as your body feels it in that space. It's very easy for us to find a sense of calm and a sense of chill when everything's going well, when everything is easy. But this practice encourages us to also see if we can maintain that inner peace, that inner state of ease, even when things maybe get a little rough or a little challenging. So I want you to decide for yourself in the practice today, or notice in yourself where the triggers are, what it is that kind of brings that maybe a little anxiety up or a little frustration up. And just check back in and see if that really needs to rise in the moment. So essentially, we're using the practice to see where our triggers are and see if we can override them a little bit. Feel the breath draw in and out. Start to be conscious with the breath. Like you're just very lightly switching it on and drawing the breath in through the nose and freely and softly out through the nose. Start to wiggle the fingertips and the toes. And then slowly invite your knees into your chest. Wrap the arms around the shins and hug it out. So just feel your body. Round now your nose up to your knees, curling close. Soften the shoulder blades down the back. And then release the head, neck, shoulders down. Release the arms and extend the legs straight up towards the sky or ceiling. Energize up into the toes and then tip your ankles so they're right back on top of your hips. So try not to let the legs come in towards your heart, really stack them. And if this is a little tender on your hamstrings right now and you're not ready for this, soften the knees just a little. But either way, hug thigh to thigh, seal the legs into one piece. Interlock the fingers, slide the hands around the back of the head. And just for a moment, pause here. Let the elbows sit really wide and feel the softness in the shoulders here. I want you to see if you can maintain that space of softness as we move into a little, a little ab sequence right now. So you probably already knew we were going there. Squeeze the thighs, peel the elbows up, rise with your heart towards your toes. Keep squeezing thigh to thigh. Now we're going to press the toes up towards the ceiling so you get this little space underneath your lower back and feel the belly firm now. Rise a little more with your elbows towards your toes and then release your seat. Release head, neck, shoulders down. Pause. Take a deep inhale here. On the exhale, we're going to rise with the chest, same thing. Pause for the inhale. Exhale, rise with the toes, hover tailbone. Pause for the inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, release all the way. Everything comes down. Inhale for the pause. Exhale, rise heart to toes. Pause, inhale. Exhale, lift the legs. Squeeze thigh to thigh. Pause, inhale. Exhale, everything comes down. Pause, inhale, breath. Exhale, we rise heart. Pause, inhale. We rise with the toes. Inhale a little higher. Exhale, release it all. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rise. Toes rise, squeeze thigh to thigh, firm belly back. Rise a little more for the inhale. Release everything, exhale. Pause, inhale, feel the spine grow long. Exhale, heart to toes, soften the face. Pause, inhale. Reach the toes up. Pause, inhale. Release everything. We're going to go twice more. Good news. Rise up. Pause. Press the legs up. Lift a little more. Release everything. Pause, inhale. Exhale, reach with the heart. Press with the toes. Lift everything. Release all the way down. Let the knees bend to the chest. Release the hands. Place the hands back over the shins. And just lightly press down on the shins. So feel this lift in the belly. And I want you to see if you can keep that as we step into the practice. So let the kind of anger or frustrations be the fire of the belly and not of the mind. Take the hands to the back of the thighs. Take a light rook up. Cross the ankles, step straight through into tabletop position. Land the hands flat, widen through the chest. Extend your right leg back, but keep the toes connected. Press out through the heel. Turn your right heel then in and open your right arm up, stacking. Nice. Firm into the belly. Reach now your right arm out towards the front of your mat, turning the palm towards the earth. And find a reach, an active reach from your outer right ankle through to your fingertips. Draw your lower ribs in, hover your right leg, flexing the toes to the right-hand side. Nice, just feel that for a moment. And maybe it's a little wobbly, maybe it's super strong. Let's see if the mind can stay completely at ease. And if it's not, check in as to why. Are you actually frustrated? Lower your right foot. Take your right hand up towards the sky. Now come onto the finger pads of your left hand. Firm your belly a little more. Now hover your left hand just by an inch or two away from the mat. And let the face reflect softness. And now playfully, we see if we can lift the right foot also, keeping the left hand up. Nice. So let your right foot come down, your left hand come down, and fold your way into a neutral tabletop. So it's just that action of trying, of seeing, of kind of getting everything a little bit awake also. Extend your left leg back, toes connected. Press out through the heel, so keep the toes down. And now turn the heel in. Nice. Open your left arm up. Wide chest, stack the arms. On the exhale, we reach the left arm out towards the front of our mat, turning the palm to the earth. And then start to hover your left leg. And just find the extension for a moment. Flex the left toes. And just so we feel the outer line of the body a little more. Asking maybe a little more of the belly as we actually flex the foot. Nice. Lower the foot back down. Take the left hand all the way up. And then start to come onto the finger pads of your right hand. Nice. Feel the belly rise back. And then hover your right hand just by an inch or two. Yeah, and if it's a little easier to go 5 inches, that's also okay. Now playfully and lightly, we see if the left leg will also rise. And you maybe kind of tip back and forth. We're not so concerned if it's not perfect. And also gives us a little moment to lighten up and to soften in. Okay, let's bring it down. Lend the right hand, place the foot, fold your weight in, neutral tabletop, tuck both toes under, rise back, downward facing dog. Full exhale to take you there. If it feels like you need to move, move for a couple of breaths. Let's all collectively inhale. Take it in. Exhale, let it wash away. Let it soften. If there is anything that you feel rising, feel free to label it and just let it go. Let the exhale carry it away. The inhale just providing that chill. That can be your mantra. You can really bring that in. Be more chill. Because why would we not want to be? This is my thing. Why would we not want to be more chill? We never kind of wake up and go, I want to be really stressed today. It's definitely not a thing. Inhale, raise your right leg high. Open your right hip, take a bend in your right knee, let the heel soften towards your seat. And then lengthen the thigh bone so we really find this nice full extension, this expression of space in the body and clearing that space, particularly in the hips. We tend to hold on, so we want to just get nice and open. On the exhale, sweep your right foot through, lightly land it between the hands. We're coming to low lunge, but leaving the hands to the earth. So place the left knee, untuck the left toes, and then just rise onto the fingertips so your shoulders soften. And find a little pull forward of the heart. So lower your back knee down. Yeah. Now take a little press into the top of the back foot and feel that little press down. Extend your heart forward more and allow your shoulders to melt onto the back. Tends to be when our shoulders are hugging onto the chest that maybe we're holding something and we're feeling something. So seeing if we can just let them melt away. And then let the hands come flat, tuck your left toes under, step back, high plank position. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to the earth. Cobra pose, inhale. Just nice and soft. Make sure your shoulders are released. And then journey back as you wish to downward facing dog. And just taking something that you need on that journey back. Drawing in a sense of energy that you need. Inhale, left leg lifts. Open the hip. Let the heel soften. And find this extension and rise through the thigh. Finding an extra little press into the palms. Stay open in the heart. Low lunge. Exhale. Step your left foot through. Lightly place it between the hands. Lower your back knee, but leave your arms kind of dangling. Just let them hang out. And then feel this little reach forward of your heart space. So let it be this space that's softly opening. And that's not a huge movement. It's very subtle. And it's the shoulders that we're just asking to draw up out of the way. And just bringing awareness to them. And let the hands fully connect with the earth. Tuck the back toes, step high plank position. Take an extra inhale here, take in the freshness. And then maybe knees to cobra, or maybe this time we go straight into low plank, bringing the elbows in close. Journey through on the inhale. Rise back on the exhale. Now, so before we move into the full extension of our practice, I want to break down a little idea of chaturanga and where we're supposed to be going with it, just so that we can maintain that as we move through. And it's definitely an action of the shoulders rounding forward. And if we're going to be more calm and more expansive as we flow, we need to be in the right space. So that's the idea behind it. So if everyone comes down onto your knees, you're going to need 2 blocks. Take your blocks so they're standing upright, and then you're going to place your hands flat in front of them so that there is at most an inch between the back of your wrists and the block. Now extend the legs back into a high plank, and all you're doing there is just extending the length of the body. Now place the knees exactly where they are in high plank. So you should pretty much get a line that runs from your knee through your hip into your armpit. Now seal into the palms. Inhale, lift open through the chest and start to feel this rise into the belly, so before we go anywhere. On the exhale, we're going to start to carry the chest forward, and what we want to avoid is knocking our blocks over. You kind of lose if you knock the blocks over. And then the inhale will rise back up. So I want you to notice if that feels any different. Exhale, we lower. And think of carrying your chest forward as opposed to dipping down and tightening the shoulders. We stay open, rise. Exhale, lower halfway. Soften the shoulders back, rise on the inhale. So either take 3 more like this or tuck the toes, lift the knees. Same thing, exhale, chaturanga. Chest is open. Rise on the inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Rise. I know, exhale, chaturanga. Rise. Now you're just gonna bring your knees down. Move the blocks out of the way, but seeing if you can remember that sensation as you flow through every vinyasa of your practice. So we'll all come to high plank and feel it without the blocks. Take an inhale together. Draw it in. Exhale, we lower halfway. Heart forward, shoulders open. Come through upward facing dog and let the heart continue moving forward. Exhale, rise back through the belly, downward facing. Nice. So we keep this softness, this ease in the shoulders. Right? Rather than kind of pushing our way in and getting too kind of strong and holding on with the shoulders. Ease. Make it easier on yourself. I know that wasn't easy. Step the feet together. Right leg lifts. Inhale. Stack the right hip. Take a bend into the knee. Let your heel soften. Rise high onto the left toes. Exhale. Step the right foot through. Warrior one. So I'm going to land the right foot and use the inhale to lift. And then we'll take the arms up and just find some space and extension. Now exhale, place the hands onto your hip points. And just want to check in with our alignment here. So again, we're making it a little easier on ourselves. Traditionally, warrior one, yes, heel to heel alignment. But we don't all have the, kind of this classical traditional body, right? Yoga comes from India, from Indian boys. We are not Indian boys. Well, are we? Is anyone? No, not right now. We've got a little bit. So we're going to step the left foot maybe a little wide until it feels okay for your left hip to come right next to your right. It might already be there. You might not need to adjust it. And then I want you to check in that your back toes line up with your back knee. Nice. So they're not turned out to the side, they're majority forward. And it should feel a little easier to wrap your right hip back behind your right knee. Now charge up through both feet so that all the weight isn't all the way forward in that front leg. There's an active root in your back foot. Nice. Lengthen your tailbone onto your heart. And then this nice rise and stack in energy from tailbone, rising up through belly, broadening at the heart and up and beyond the crown. And then let's take the arms up to the full extension. Press a little deeper in the feet. Deep inhale. Exhale, forward fold, land the hands, step back, high plank. Journey through, remember your blocks. Nice. Inhale, heart continues to move forward through upward dog. Rise back, downward facing. Feet together, left leg lifts, inhale. Stack the hip, bend the knee, open it up. Find the space. Exhale, step it through, warrior one, land the foot. Connect the heel, rise up, find the space. And then again, just check in. So land the hands onto the hip points again. Maybe feeling like you need to adjust, maybe just noticing where the hips are in space, so use the hands to feel where they're at. And then maybe you feel the hands to also notice whether you're kind of swaying your tailbone back or you're allowing it to just drop right underneath your heart. And then root through both feet. We'll take the arms up, inhale. Rise and extend through the side waist, open the heart through the hands like you're lifting it. Exhale, forward fold, land the hands flat. Step back, high plank position. Pretend the blocks are there, we lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing. So the first part is just kind of getting us into this alignment of feeling. And now we're going to see if we can maintain that as we progress. Step feet together, right leg lifts, deep inhale. Stack hip, bend the knee. Warrior one, exhale, step your right foot through. Use the exhale to bring it through. Inhale, we rise. Ground through the feet to extend and lift. Humble warrior, exhale, bring the hands behind the back, find an interlock. Take a deep inhale, rise with the heart. Exhale, extend forward as you fold to the inner line of your right leg. As you get low, allow your head to release. So just let it hang completely. Let it fall. Give the neck a little break. And then I want you to focus for a moment on the stability in the legs, the warrior of the legs. So make sure that you're still maintaining that sensation, what we found in warrior one before. Here, as we bow the chest in, we still have this grounding, this wrap of right hip back, this connection. Inhale, lift your heart forward, release the hands as you arrive at the top, take the fingertips all the way up. Now rise up through the fingertips and lift the back heel away from the earth, pivoting your left toes forward. Pull the hands into prayer pose in front of the heart. Take a bow forward, lengthen the spine, ground through your right foot, warrior 3, float your way in. Lift the elbows wide. Nice, press back through your left foot, but an equal balance, reach forward through the heart, pressing balance between the two hands to open the chest a little more. So it's this two-way reach, and then a complete chill. So as we go into a balancing posture, we tend to kind of go in like, I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna hold on to everything. See if you can soften as you go in. So there's a lightness to it. And it will make it easier, and it also means we don't care so much. It's just yoga. It's fine. Take one more breath to be here. Chair pose, inhale, lift the chest, land left foot next to the right. Take a seat, reach the arms up. Lengthen your tailbone down, broaden nice through the back of the heart, spread wide through the toes. Pull the hands to prayer pose in front of the heart, take a bow halfway forward. I want you to hover your belly away from your thighs, so really find this lift in. Now rotate to the right-hand side and connect your left elbow or your left upper arm down that thigh. So depending on how far the body's allowing us to twist and the length of our thigh bones and our upper arm bones. And then lift your heart towards your thumbs. Soften the shoulder blades in. Lift a little more. Find that full exhalation. Maintain the full twist. Keep the connection. Turn your eyes down towards your toes. Nice. And now bring the weight across to your right foot. And start to lift your left heel to your butt, so you're just on one leg. Squeeze that heel to the butt. So think of widening your chest, softening your gaze to the earth, and then you're either gonna stay here for a moment, or we're gonna start to extend the left leg up and back behind us. So just shoot it out, and really find that reach through to the toes. Widen the chest more to support and counteract the weight of the leg lifting back. And just be really chilled about it. Don't get too attached. Now from our variation, we're gonna lower the left toes down at the back of the mat. So if you're tucked in, you're just gonna reach the leg back and land the toes. On the inhale, lift away from the thigh, turn your chest forward, take a full circle of the arms rising on up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, frame the foot, step back, high plank. Lower exhale. Remember the blocks. Inhale, forward. Trying not to go too low. Exhale, downward facing. So continue that journey forward from your chaturanga rather than dipping to the earth and then having to rise back up. Just keep reaching open. Feet together, left leg, deep inhale. Stack the hip, bend the knee. Exhale, warrior 1, land the foot. Root down, use the inhale to rise up and extend beyond the fingertips. Exhale, sweep the hands behind the back, humble warrior. Be humble, lift the heart. Float forward, leading with the heart, and then allow the head to bow in. So when we are humble, we are also a little more chill. Because we're calm and we're at ease and we're not fighting and trying to do this or battling anything. We're just in the moment. Bring in a little that. And you feel that space within you that you found in Shavasana, the opening of practice. That space that allowed you to be at ease and free. See if you can draw it in now. Let that be the little tool that you use to stay chilled. Inhale, lead forward with the heart rising up. Take the arms up overhead, freeing the hands. And then keep reaching up through the fingertips as you lift the back heel and pivot the right toes directly forward. Hands come to Anjali Mudra, heart center, as we take a bow over our front thigh. Spread out through the left foot, float your way in, Virabhadrasana 3. So it's this balance, again, of strength and grace. And there is 100% strength to this pose. But it's not a force. It's not a squeeze and hold everything in. It's with ease. It's kind of a beautiful strength, an extension of strength. So let the breath be where we thread that intention. So that intention of being chilled, thread it along the breath. And allow the breath to continually weave its way through every space within us, so that intention is moving into all the physical spaces of our body, of our being. Chair pose. Inhale, breath, lift the chest, land your right foot. Shoot the arms up as you take your seat low, lengthen side waist. And reflect the chill and the softness in the shoulders. So keep allowing the back of the neck to be nice and open and the shoulder blades to soften in. Hands to prayer pose at the heart. We bow halfway forward. The seat stays low. Straight away, we'll rotate to the left-hand side this time, connecting our right upper arm. And then lift the heart open to the thumbs, but keep the spine nice and long so the heart sits right in front of the hips. Nice. Can you rotate in a little bit deeper? See if there's more rinse there. Turn your eyes down towards your toes. Spread out through the left foot, hollow the belly, and draw your right heel towards your seat. Widen the chest a little again to counteract this. Pause there, or maybe we start to find an extension back through our right leg. So even if you didn't do it on the other side and it feels a little calmer on this side, go for it. That's okay. Keep the base of that left foot nice and wide, nice and open. And keep widening the chest and almost tip it in maybe a little bit more. So depending on where we're moving from, we'll place the right foot down or step it back. Lift, turn your chest forward, carry the arms up on an inhale breath, so flow with the breath. Exhale, forward fold, land the hands, step back high to low plank. Feel it. Inhale. Exhale, downward dog, draw it back and up. Step feet together, right leg lifts, deep inhale. Stack the hip, bend the knee, open it high. Exhale, sweep your right foot through, land the foot between the hands. We're staying in high lunge this time, so we'll keep the back heel lifted as we rise on up, take the arms up. Soften the shoulders down the back, and then find the space across the chest and really connect into the feet. As you connect into the feet, have a sensation of squeezing the feet towards one another. So there's kind of an active hug. And then we're going to take the right arm back and the left arm forward. So we're turning to the right side of our mat. And as much as we're drawing the feet in towards one another, can you extend the arms out away from one another? Now from here, tip your right hand down your left thigh. Keep that seal of the feet and start to carry your left arm up. And then keep rising your chest towards that left hand. Keep hugging the feet towards one another. Lift the heart a little more. Inhale, rise back up to that open twist. On the exhale, tip in, land your left hand underneath the right. Draw your right arm up a little more, rotate your heart. And then exhale, thread your right hand now on the inside of the foot, tent the fingertips, turn your left heel in so your left toes square straight out to the side of the mat. And now open your left arm up on top of your right. And you want to squeeze the knee in and resist with the arm so they have this full connection. And use that little connection to then rotate your heart to the left hand. And we should fire up something in the belly. Press a little stronger into both feet. Rise up, warrior two. Inhale. Thread your left hand now around behind the back. Either leave it behind the back or guide it around to catch your right thigh. Tip open the right palm. Lift onto the toes of the right foot and lunge forward a little more until your knee is back over the ankle as you're on the toes. And then on the inhale, rise up. So you're taking a reverse warrior, but we're staying on the toes of the front foot. Keep firm through the outer edge of your back leg. Wrap your right hip back a little more. Lift your heart. Nice. Inhale, lift back up. Lower the right heel. Float both arms wide. Tip now your right elbow onto your right thigh. Swing your left fingertips down past the floor. Roll your chest open. Soften the shoulders in here. And then continue that journey of your left hand. Take it onto your hip. Turn your eyes to your right toes. Soften your left knee. Step your left foot forward. Half moon. We place right hand just ahead of our right foot. If you need to, find your block. Find it again here. Land the hand to the block. Root down through the right foot. Press out through the left foot. And then stack the left arm on top of the right. And as I always say, with this pose, it's kind of a celebration of the body, an expansion. You're just growing big. Look at me, right? Keep chill, keep threading the breath through, find that equal balance. So you have the option of staying here, or we're moving to Ardha Chandra Tapasana. So I'm going to take a bend in our lifted leg, reach back with our lifted hand, and maybe take a hold of the foot. If you can, go for the inner side of the foot. If that doesn't feel right, feel free to take it in another place. And then with each inhale, grow the chest open. Keep the lightness of the pelvis stacking over your standing ankle. So see if you can not kind of pull it back and have this tug of war, but it's a light opening, a freedom of opening. Those who have gone for the bind, slowly release the left foot, float it back, open everything back wide. On the exhale, we take the eyes down towards the right toes. And then slowly the left hand also comes down. Send your left leg, though, higher and higher, standing splits, Urdhva Prasarita. So we bow the head and the heart in, root down through your right foot and float your left leg a little higher. And we'll be with this grounding sensation through the right foot. This root down to float the left leg up, but then thread the softness. So don't kind of get tight and like, I'm gonna push my legs away from one another. Find the softness. Reach out into the toes. Soften and melt the heart forward and down. Yes, maybe the right leg is a little awake, but can you feel okay with that? And tune into that space of the body and that true self, and knowing that that right leg is actually totally fine. It's really happy, actually. Knowing that we've got 2 more breaths, does it alter your state of mind? Yes, or nearly done. Okay, let's soften, land the left foot next to the right. Oh, maybe give a little shimmy, a little release of that. Take a halfway lift, inhale, just lengthen the spine, and then exhale, just drop back into your forward folds. And just let the head hang, let the shoulders release. Chair pose on your next inhale. Sit back into the heels, float the arms up. Now we ground into the left leg. Rise in through the belly, and then start to pull the right knee into the chest. We're coming to eagle. We're going to rise in with that right knee first. Lift it as high as it will come. And now slide your right thigh over your left. Either leave your right toes free or tuck them behind. If they're free, we're going to flex them. And then sit in a little deeper and see if the hips will square forward. Find that soft focus of the eyes. So see if you can let go of some of the wobbles. And then bring the arms in. Right arm underneath the left, interlock. Fingertips rise, elbows hug forward, and then feel this little draw open of the heart, like it's trying to reach through that little gap in the arms. Tips of the shoulder blades move down. And find a sensation of grounding through your standing foot, spreading out through the toes. Now ground even more through your standing foot. Ease with the breath. Lift your right knee from here into your elbows again. Stand strong on your left leg. Warrior 3, we unravel the arms. Float them back like wings. Press out through your right heel. Flex your right toes down. And guide the heart forward. So we're back on that bounce. But we're calm. We're pretty chilled about it. High lunge. Simultaneously, we draw right leg back, let the left knee bend, take the arms up overhead. Lift and firm in through the belly. Exhale slowly, bring back knee towards the earth. So almost feel like the right knee is moving down as the heart lifts up so it comes even lighter. Nice. Exhale, forward fold. Wiggle your left foot out to the edge of the mat and bring both hands on the inside of the foot. Nice, and then let the hips come forward. Lizard pose. So I invite you to take a variation that feels good right now. Whether that's just surrendering in, lowering to the forearms, coming to a block, picking up the back knee and going in a little deeper. Yeah, if you're allowing the left knee to come wide, can I encourage you to flex the toes? So we have that deep ankle flexion, so there's no rotation going into the knee joint and everything's rotating from the hip. Lovely. So sometimes we find the idea of being still or being in a space of surrender in something like the hips or lizard pose is actually the challenge against the chill. Sometimes it's those tough, kind of strenuous balances, and sometimes it's here. So know where your triggers are, and just tune in. And note if they're necessary or not. We start to rise up onto flat palms. If the back knee is lower, tuck the toes and pick up the back knee. And then we step right foot out to right hand, Malasana. Draw your tailbone underneath you, pull the hands to heart center. And again here, sometimes it's a huge frustration for us. And there's a lot that arises, because again, we're going into the hips, maybe deep flexion of the ankle. Maybe it's just not your pose. See if you can just be there anyway. Keep threading the breath through. Bakasana, crow pose. Land the hands in front of you. Spread the hands nice and wide. If it's not within your practice right now, I invite you to lean in towards it anyway by just placing the hands, snuggling knees into the armpits, lifting the butt and just leaning towards the finger pads. Maintaining this sensation of using the blocks earlier with chaturanga. So you're going to reach out with the heart, reach out with the eyes before maybe the toes pop up. And then if it is in your practice, can you be there? Can you be there to that point where something wants to come down and just challenge the chill to maintain? Take a few more breaths to play with it. And then land the feet. Send your hips up. Take a forward fold at the top of the mat. Just kind of let it go. A little shuffle into the knees. Release the shoulders. Relax the head. Halfway lift. Inhale, reach the chest forward. Bend into the knees, land the hands. You have the option to step to high plank or press chaturanga. So let the chaturanga catch you rather than straight arms. Lift with the heart. Downward facing dog. Rise in through your center. Just allow yourself to land in downward facing dog. It's that moment where we can check in and tune in with what's going on in the body, in our state through the practice. Step the feet together. Left leg inhale, stack the hip, bend the knee. Open it up. Exhale, high lunge, step the foot through, land the foot between the hands. Inhale, breath, we rise, carry the arms up. Shoulder blades soften in. Left arm transitions back as the right comes forward. Take a twist. Other way, Kyle. Reach them wide first. And find that sensation of pulling the feet towards one another, but reaching the arms away from one another. So it is an active sensation. Now tip the left hand down the back thigh, carry the right arm up, guide your heart up towards it. Continually. And maybe this one's like super okay for you and you feel chilled and calm. Embrace that, know how that feels and see if you can carry that into the spaces when it doesn't. Inhale, we lift back into that twist, arms stay wide. Tip forward and land your right hand underneath your right shoulder, extending left hand up. Widen the chest. Now on the exhale, thread your left hand down the inside of your foot. Come onto the finger pads. Turn your back heel in and then open your right arm up towards the sky. Nice. And make sure you're charging up through the back leg so again, all the weight isn't forward. And have this little connection through the arm and the thigh. So we keep wrapping the inner thigh in and resisting with the arm and use that to find more rotation in the chest. And then seal down into both feet as you rise, warrior two. Inhale, lift the heart. Thread your right arm round behind the back. Turn the palm away or catch onto your front thigh. Lift onto the ball of the front foot, come onto the toes and lunge forward until the knee is back on top of the ankle. Then inhale, rise up with that left hand. Take your chest with it. We really find the fire in the underneath of the left foot. And the underneath of the left leg even, not just the foot. And just take an extra challenge into our reverse warrior. Slowly begin to rise, let the heel reconnect, float the arms wide. Exhale, place your left elbow onto your front thigh, swoop the right hand down, graze it past the earth, just find an extension back through the right side body. And then let that right hand continue its journey until it finds the right hip. And we move into half moon. So take your eyes towards your left toes, maybe moving back foot forward, land the left hand, floor or block. So your thumb should be just ahead of your pinky toe. Don't think of going wide with that hand. Place it right underneath the shoulder. As you're ready, the right arm lifts, press out, grow big, expand. thread the sense of chill on the breath. Just keep that kind of mantra flowing through. Be more chill. Why not? Why am I not more chill here? It feels amazing. You have that further option, Ardha Chandra Chapasana, so adding in the arc and get deeper into the expansion of the front body is a little more challenging, so see if it fits you right now. But stay light. Light in body, light in mind. And start to find the extension. If you're holding the foot, extend right arm up, right leg back. Turn your eyes to the earth. Float your right hand down, but take your right leg higher and higher, standing split. Ground into your left foot. Keep floating up through the right leg. Nice. Flow on the breath. So let the body just very softly, very small movements with the breath. Inhale, drawing in that sense of life and energy. Exhale, clearing space. Two more breaths. Does that change your idea of the pose when you know it's about to end? Probably. Start to release the right foot all the way down. Take a halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, drop in, forward folds. Straight in chair pose. Inhale, rise. Ground into the heels, float the arms up. Wide chest, seat low. Breathe into the space of your body. Ground through your right foot. Lift your left knee into your heart. Squeeze it up nice and high. Press your right heel down a little more. Then thread it over. Eagle pose. So either flex the toes or tuck them behind. Sit in a little more. Square up the hips. Find your center. And then thread. Left elbow underneath the right this time. Garudasana. Lift your elbows ahead of your heart. So bring your up arms parallel to the earth. Try not to let them hang in. And then keep the breath flowing. Keep the fluidity. Again, resemble it on the face. The face does not like to be held in a frown. Okay, so we're going to ground down through our right foot. Lift the left knee to the elbows. And then unravel, press the foot back, find your wings. Palms face the earth. Fingertips reach for the back foot. Totally chills. No panic. If we step out, we just step back in. High lunge. Draw the left foot back. Let the right knee bend. Take the arms up. And then on the exhale, slowly bring your left knee all the way down, but think of lengthening up through the chest. Finding the space. And then exhale, forward folds. Walk your right foot wide, bring both hands inside the foot. And find your variation of lizard pose. I really want you to try and surrender and find that complete let go. Yeah. And just remembering if we are moving it wide with the knee, letting the toes flex up. So you get this deep flexion through the ankle. Yeah, even more. And so we're not sickling at the foot. And I want you to notice, is this where you're chilled? Maybe it's not. Maybe you hate this pose. Why? Does it mean you can't be chilled within it and just be where you're at? You're putting too much pressure on. Start to rise up onto the palms. Yeah, moving away any props. Now tuck the back toes if they're not already tucked. Soften the back knee. Step the left foot to the outer left hand. Malasana, hands to heart center. And just taking a moment to let the seat drop underneath the heart. Find this effortless stack of the spine. Two choices. You can take Bakasana one more time for a breath or two, and then choose to either step it back, take a vinyasa, we'll meet in downward dog, or maybe you stay here for an extra breath, and then place the hands, step back, high plank, and flow through. So essentially you have 5, 6 breaths to play, to move, and meet us in downward facing dog. Nice. Those who are moving into Bakasana, can you lengthen the heart and lift the eyes? Starting to take your transition back through. So if those legs can go together, so if you are working on that shoot, chest forward as the legs shoot back. And very playfully, before we come down, I'm gonna walk the hands about halfway back up the mat. Land them there. Step the feet together, seal the thighs into one. And all we're going to do from here is think of rising up onto the toes. As you rise onto the toes, I want you to feel this wrap into your belly, similar to how we found it at the opening of practice when we lifted the legs up. Find that sensation here. Maintain it as you take a bend in the knees. And we take maybe, 5 or 6. Press, lift heels to seat. And very lightly and silently we lift, and very lightly and silently we land. And if you get a little moment of airtime and stillness, feel free to hold on to that. Sorry. Yeah, nice, guys. Let's all take at least one more. And then come into a full length downward facing dog. And choose to just find some space and reach. And your next inhale, lift your eyes to your thumbs. Walk, step, or just lightly hop to cross the ankles and come into a seat. As you find that, extend the legs forward. Bend your right knee in. Step your right foot an inch or two away from your left inner thigh. Place your left hand wide, reach your right hand up. Inhale. Exhale, reach your right hand now towards your left toes. So don't worry if it's not meeting, you're going to stay here. This is your first option. Second option, if it's easily meeting, you're going to bring your right hand around the front of your shin, and then pick up the left hand, reach back and find a bind. And you can always complete your bind by holding on to your clothing or grabbing a tie or a strap. And then just use a little press into your right upper arm to bow down your left leg. So keep extending your heart through here. Yeah, and keep letting the toes rise a little more. Find yourself being present with your intention. Find yourself feeling that. And particularly as we take a bind in some of our folds or twists, sometimes if it's not easy or if it's not there yet, we get a little anxious or frustrated by that. Just let be what it is. Gently and lightly begin to unravel. Let your hands release, let your right leg come forward, and we'll just switch it straight up. So bend the left leg in. Step the foot a little wide. Take your right hand wide for support as you grow the left arm up and lengthen the spine. And then exhale, take that reach in, just kind of noting where you're at, maybe staying there or threading the arm around. It's up to you. And then just being aware of the differences, but seeing if we can be aware without judgment or annoyance. One side goes so far, the other side doesn't. It's okay. It's normal. Slowly begin to allow yourself to rise. Let the arms unravel. Send your left leg forward. And then just walk your way down onto your back. And come into a nice open expanse. Yeah, so I want you to remember where you started your practice today. And I invite you to just drop straight back into that space. If you need to physically adjust a little bit, please do. Make sure you're comfortable. Nice. Spread out. And then land back into your little island, or your safe place. Place that lets you feel effortlessly calm, effortlessly comfortable. Let the eyes close. And anything that came up in your practice that you did notice was a frustration, just let it go. Just trust. The good will manifest and the rest will just roll away. And as you take yourself to this space for your Shavasana, know that this is a space that resides within you and you can take yourself there whenever you need to. This is not something that I've created, this is something that you've created. So see if you can carry it with you. You can use this tool of just taking a step back to notice and find your chill maybe a little more often. So stay there for as long as feels right, as feels good. And I hope you feel a little calmer, a little more connected and collected. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I'm Emily-Clare Hill. Namaste.